Well, hey there, everyone, and welcome to episode number 11 of Conversations with Christal. I hope you have been enjoying the show so far. The conversations that I've been having with my guest speakers have been amazing, and I still have even more in the lineup for you. So I'm really excited. Remember, if you haven't listened to the conversation with personal stylist Jada Willis, make sure you do that. Business attorney Thomas Gennaro. And then the last week, we talked to a sleep coach, Joanna Clark, who actually helped literally saved my life. So make sure that you tune into those conversations. They are very, very helpful, and you'll get a few giggles as well. Today's show is going to be short and sweet. It's just myself. I do not have a guest with me. And I'm going to dive in and get clear with you about whether you have a business or a hobby. Before I do that, I want to somewhat reintroduce myself and also share an exciting announcement that I really think you're going to be on board with. But I always like to hear from you. So I please feel free to contact me on Instagram, or if you want to go to my website on Instagram, I'm at Life Coach Christal. You can go to my website, which is just christalallen.com, and leave me a message, or leave a review in the podcast. However, you want to connect with me, I'm here for you. But I want to make sure that you know how I can serve you. So, as a business coach, I really specialize in helping those newbie entrepreneurs. And I really have a heart for helping the newbie entrepreneurs because I teach in my coaching program the things that I wish someone would have come alongside me when I first began 8 years ago. And it would have saved me a lot of time, a lot of money, and probably a few, less sessions of crying in the hallway. Don't ask me why the hallway is my preferred choice. Sometimes I do it in the closet, but usually it's in the hallway. So, as a business coach, like I said, I really specialize in helping service based entrepreneurs who are new to business. And what I really do is come alongside you and help you build a really strong foundation for your business, where we really look at who it is that you're serving, what you're serving them, how you're presenting yourself out into the marketplace, and then getting your systems on your back end up and running and smooth. So that way, when you have clients, not only are you serving them well, on the front end, but you have systems in place on the back end. So that way they have a smooth onboarding process. And then of course I am there as your your cheerleader, your encourager, and just really there as someone who you can bounce ideas off of, and just really come basically better off than how you found yourself. I'm like your fast forward button in business, so think of me as that, as your business coach. Now I'm about to introduce my life coaching options, and I'm really excited about this as well because I will be specializing in boundaries. So, whether you are maybe in a toxic relationship, whether it's platonic or romantic, many times I realize in life, and I've had these situations in my own life where boundaries are healthy. And however, sometimes those conversations can be quite difficult. And I have really, for the most part, been able to navigate boundaries really well in both friendships and relationships in my life and with family members. And so, that, along with my training, is just a perfect combination for me to help you get into healthy relationships, or maybe turn a toxic relationship around. So stay tuned for that. Now, the announcement that I want to share is basically in connection to my life coaching business, because what I'll be doing is I'll be sharing some extra episodes on the podcast. And those episodes are just going to be about relationships and the toxicity of them, the health of them, and boundaries, and how we can get you to a better place. So I'm really excited for that. And I'm really looking forward to you participating in those podcasts in the way of commenting or just reaching out to me and letting me know if something really touched you, if there's a specific topic that you really want me to hit on. So don't be shy, whether you're listening to the podcast or you prefer to watch on YouTube. I want to hear from you. So stay tuned for the relationship podcast. And I plan to come in and really help you transition some of the relationships that you're in. All right, that's it for housekeeping. Let's get into very quick. I just have a few items here that we're going to go over, which will help you discern whether your business is a true business or if it's just a hobby. So, if you have a business that's a hobby, you have no clear plan. You just kind of show up when you want to. You you have something that you're really passionate about doing. That's probably one thing that's for sure. Whether it's a business or a hobby, you're passionate about what it is that you're doing. But if it's a hobby, you don't have any clear plan about what you are going to be doing with this passion, how you'll be showing up for others, and how frequently you'll be showing up for others. Now, the other thing about having a hobby is that you'll probably charge sometimes, but the other times you'll let it slide. Or if it's a friend or a family member, you'll just let them have it for free. You have no strict payment structure in the way that you receive revenue for the services that you're putting out into the world. You may not have clear boundaries. And so what's a good example for this? If you have a business that you're really serious about, getting out into the marketplace so that way you can solve a need or a problem for someone, you in turn receive, value from that, and then of course revenue from that. As a business owner, the more you grow as a business owner and the more people that you want to help, you have to develop boundaries within your business. So that could be in the terms of maybe even hiring help. So making sure that while you're working, maybe you have a family member or a friend or someone you've hired as a nanny or a babysitter to come over and watch your kids for maybe 2 to 3 hours a couple times a week, or whatever the schedule is that works for you. Or maybe what it is you've put together a schedule with your spouse of when you are going to be working. So that way, if it's just the two of you, you know that you have some very clear boundaries of when you're working. And then if you have a family, you're on a schedule with your spouse of where they are watching the kids and you are not being interrupted as you are working your business. So that's kind of some examples of what I mean about um, not having clear boundaries. If it's more of just a hobby business, you work it when you feel like it, or you don't really have a set schedule. And then you also don't have any goals. And that can basically result in, you being inconsistent on how you show up for your business and or for your hobby, right? If you don't have any goals, it's just something that you're excited about doing, but you don't have any short or long-term goals. And then one of the last indicators that you probably have a hobby versus a business is that the income from your hobby is not needed, right? So it's not something that's needed in the household. So I just kind of wanted to, and obviously, if you have a business, you're going to be the opposite of that list that I just shared. But I want to end with telling you something that I feel is very important for you to hear. And that is, if you have a hobby, if you checked off each of those boxes that I just read through, it's okay, because not everyone is in business for the revenue goals or the reach that one might assume. So you may just have a little side business that you work sometimes, you charge sometimes you set a goal, sometimes you don't show up, and that's totally fine. So take a deep breath. If that's you, it's okay. It's okay. But if that's you and you want a business, then we need to talk. Okay, so reach out to me. But otherwise, it's totally fine to have a hobby, but it's important to be clear on which one it is that you have. All right, everyone, that's it for today's show. I am really excited for some things that we have lined up. So remember, stay tuned and reach out to me with any questions or comments that you have that I can maybe share on the show. And I look forward to you reviewing the podcast and maybe even sharing it with a friend. Maybe you found some really extra value in one of the episodes, one of your favorite episodes. Go ahead and share that with one of your friends. I would really, really appreciate the love. All right, everyone. That's it. Have a wonderful day. And remember, you got this. I believe in you. Bye.